Two Chairs No Waiting, episode number 578, Super Easy Mayberry Trivia. Two Chairs No Waiting is brought to you each week by the folks over at WeaversDepartmentStore.com. Drop by over at Weavers, and while you're stuck in the house, why don't you get a great Mother's Day gift for your mom or your wife or your husband, whoever does the cooking around the house. Aunt Bee's Mayberry Cookbook, the hardcover edition. That's right, the 60th anniversary edition of Aunt Bee's Cookbook by Ken Beck and Jim Clark. You want to check it out, and you might as well get you some of Mayberry's finest coffee or bacon or something like that to cook with. Head over to WeaversDepartmentStore.com and check it out. Two Chairs No Waiting is also brought to you by donations by listeners like you. The executive producer of episode number 578 are Bob and Pat Monday. So thank you. There are patrons over at Patreon. If you'd like to be one, head over to our website and find out. All right, guys, tonight we're going to be talking about some super easy Mayberry trivia. You guys have been stuck in your houses. You've been just yearning for some more Mayberry trivia because we haven't had any here on the podcast in a while. And so I thought this was a perfect time to bring some Mayberry trivia. Now, I wanted to bring in some that would be fun for us all. Okay. I want it to be fun. I don't want us to, have to struggle to try to answer them. So I went out and found some nice, easy trivia questions. Now's a really good time to just grab that friend of yours and have them sit down with you. That friend that watches the Andy Griffith Show, sometimes, not like you who listens to this podcast. You are like me who watch it all the time. So when people come up and they ask you I got this really hard trivia question. I know you're not going to know it. What was the name of the barber shop in Mayberry? And then you try to sit there and figure out whether they're kidding because they don't think you'd know that. And so you have to put on this poker face because you don't want them to feel bad that they've asked you this question, but you're just like, well, let me think about it. Was it Floyd's? Yeah, you got it. That's great. I'm not knocking anybody that watches the show casually like that, but this trivia, for the most part, will be those kind of questions for the casual Mayberry trivia person. And it's going to make you feel absolutely amazing. So grab your friend and you can cut out this first part where they don't hear this. And we'll just start at the trivia. So I don't want anybody to feel bad. And now there are a few questions that are not going to be as easy. So everybody grab a pencil. There's 20 questions with a bonus question and a couple of possibilities of getting a bonus along the way. So let's pull up a little bit of music. And as I'm doing that, I want to remind you that we're going to have the VW Boys playing our background music. There they are, the VW Boys at VWBoys.com. Tim White, thank you for letting me use your music. This is Mockingbird. It'll be our background music to the trivia. Good thinking music. And you can tell if you ever see the VW Boys, they think a lot. So maybe Tim won't hear this. All right, so I'm going to turn this down a little bit. We're going to have Randy Turner with This Week in Mayberry History following the trivia. So everybody, there's just so much excitement in the room. I don't know how y'all are going to handle it. I can tell. So let's head over to, I named it, whoops, that's the wrong thing. I named it Super Easy Trivia Questions from the Andy Griffith Show. So here we go. Is everybody ready? Question number 1. Get your pencil. Here's question number 1. What was Sheriff Andy's last name? Not everybody at once. Don't yell it out like that. What was Sheriff Taylor's? I can't wait the answer. What was Sheriff Andy's last name? It was Taylor. I hope you had a chance to get it now then. Sheriff Andy's last name was Taylor. Hopefully you had already gotten it before I let it slip. I'll try to do better. All right. Question 2. Write down your answer, though. If you got it right, keep up with your score because it's going to be up to you. It's going to be up to you about your score. Question number 2. What is the name of Andy's aunt? Got to think about that one, don't you? What is the name of Andy's aunt? I told you these are going to be easy. These are for birthday parties and stuff. Hopefully you'll get these right. These are good ones. What is the name of Andy's aunt? The answer is Aunt B is Andy's aunt. I would also have accepted Beatrice Taylor. That'd be a good answer as well. Okay. All right. B. Taylor. Any of those, Aunt B, B. Taylor, Beatrice Taylor. I take all of those. Even B. Yeah, if you just said B, that'd be fine. All right. Number three. Today, we know him as a famous director. But in the Andy Griffith Show, he played Andy's son, Opie. Who is he? Who is it? Today, we know him as a famous director. But on the Andy Griffith Show, he played Andy's son, Opie. Who is it? Gotta think. Think about that one. The answer, you gotta pause if you don't want to know the answer. The answer to the question is Ron Howard. Ronnie Howard would also have worked. He played Opie Taylor when he was a child. When Ron was a child, he played Opie Taylor. So he didn't play Opie Taylor as a child. I guess he did, but Ron was a child at the time too. All right, number four. Get ready for your buzzer. You got to get these fast. Okay, number 4. Name Andy's cousin on the show. Name Andy's cousin on the Andy Griffith Show. Okay, this is number 4. Name Andy's cousin on the Andy Griffith Show. You should have had time to get it by now. I'm going to give you the answer. You'll have to pause if you don't want to know the answer. The answer is Deputy Barney Fife worked with Andy, but he was also his cousin. That's right. He was his cousin. Oh, yeah. Gotcha on that one, I bet. That's number 4. Have you got 4? How many answers have you got right? We got 20 questions plus a bonus. Okay. All right. Number 5. Where did Aunt B live? Okay, this is, where did Aunt B live? This is not a trick question. It's not a trick. Where did Aunt B live? Where did Aunt B live? All right, so there's kind of, I'll give you some leeway on the answer because it's kind of vague in my opinion, this question. Where did Aunt B live? The answer is Mayberry is the name of town where Aunt B lived, because she lived with Andy and Opie. And I would have accepted that she lived with Andy and Opie at Andy's house. Yeah, that would work too. Anything like that. The chat room's getting it. Mayberry is the correct answer as well. Mayberry is the name of the town where Aunt B lived, so that is correct. She lived with Andy and Opie, so she lived in Andy's house. So any of those kind of, however you said that, you get 1 point, you get credit. So good job. Next, number 6. West Virginia is not right, by the way, on that one, because that's where she came from. But she lived with Andy and Opie. All right, number 6. This is a hard one. How many bullets did Deputy Barney Fife have? Okay, how many bullets did he have? How many bullets did Deputy Barney Fife have? It's not a trick. No trick question. Pause if you don't want to know the answer. But the answer is Barney was only allowed to have 1 bullet. He can only have 1 bullet. Yeah, it makes him keep it in his pocket. Yeah, he has 1 bullet. and if you're listening, this next one's going to be easy, I'm afraid. Let's say number 7. Where did Barney keep his bullets? Man, I gotta quit talking. Where did Barney keep his bullets? So, where did Barney keep his bullets? This one's pretty easy, especially since I said the answer a second ago. Barney kept his bullets in his pocket. Okay, if you said that he kept it in his left front pocket, I'm giving you a bonus point. So that would get you up to 8 points. So you get 1 bonus. There's another bonus. So if you said it was his left front pocket, I give you a bonus point. Let me write that down to remember that. 1 bonus point so far. 1 bonus. All right, so you could have up to 8 points at this point. Next question, number 8. Number 8. All right. Who was the barber in Mayberry? Also should be easy. If you don't get this one, I'm not sure you should be a part of this podcast. I'm not sure. Who was the barber in Mayberry? Yeah, it's behind me, but you can't see it. All right, who was the barber in Mayberry? The answer is Floyd Lawson was Mayberry's barber. I would have accepted Floyd the barber. Alan is not the correct answer. But I am honored if you gave that answer. That is very nice of you, as I am the Floyd the barber tribute artist at many Mayberry events. So thank you for that. Thank you for that if you gave me that answer. Number 9. So you could have already 9 points because it was a bonus a minute ago. All right, number 9. What show was the Andy Griffith Show a spin-off of? Now, this one's a little harder. I'll give this. This is not just a casual fan that might know this. So this is a little harder. What show was the Andy Griffith Show a spin-off of? What show was the Andy Griffith Show a spin-off of? So pause if you don't want to know the answer. Because number 9, the answer is Make Room for Daddy, starring Danny Thomas. That was the first place we ever saw Sheriff Andy Taylor. It was the Danny Thomas Show. Yeah, the Danny Thomas Show or Make Room for Daddy. I'd take either one of those. I think it was actually the Danny Thomas Show, but Make Room for Daddy was also the name of that same show. For some reason, they changed its name, but that's it. So I'll give you either answer and say it's correct. Because if you watch the reruns, you could have said Andy of Mayberry instead of the Andy Griffith Show as well. All right, so number 10. Number 10. How many Emmy Awards did Don Knotts win for playing Barney Fife? Should be the question. How many Emmy Awards did Don Knotts win playing Barney Fife? How many Emmy Awards? This is also not super easy. I will admit these are not super easy because you either know this or you don't. It didn't actually happen on the Andy Griffith Show. The answer to number 10, how many Emmy Awards did Don Knotts win? He won 5 Emmy Awards for playing the character Deputy Barney Fife, or Barney Fife. So he won 5 Emmy Awards. Congratulations to Don Knotts. Number 11. Number 11. What is Andy's marital status? What is Andy's marital status? There you go. What is Andy's marital status? It's really what was. And we're talking about during the Andy Griffith Show itself. What is Andy's marital status? Okay, don't overthink. So the answer to number 11 is he was a widower. His wife died shortly after Opie was born. So if you said he was a widower or he was single, I will give you either answer. Okay, so either of those is correct. If you overthought it and thought about him being married to Helen Crump later on Return to Mayberry and in Mayberry RFD, I can't give you that because this is Andy Griffith Show trivia for the most part anyway. And I told you, during the Andy Griffith Show. So he was a widower or he was single are acceptable answers. Okay, so that's number 11. Number 12. What years, again, not quite as easy, what years did the Andy Griffith Show originally air? What years did the Andy Griffith Show originally air? That's a little harder. Except you would have got a hint if you were listening to the podcast earlier and you did some math, you could figure it out. What years did the Andy Griffith Show originally air? Okay. So pause if you want to try to think about it a little bit. What years, what years was it on the air originally? The answer is the Andy Griffith Show aired from October the 3rd, 1960 through April the 1st, 1968. So it was from 1960 to 1968. That is the correct answer. There you go. That's right. That's when it originally was on the air, broadcast on television. That was the original broadcast. It was from 1960 through 68. You could have figured that out because I talked about Aunt Bee's Cookbook being the 60th anniversary edition at the start of the podcasts. Oh, if you didn't know, you'd have known 1960. You might not have known how long it ran, I guess. But if you didn't, you're going to have a hard time on this question. So, number 13, how many seasons did the Andy Griffith Show air? Should be able to figure that out if you got the last one. How many seasons did the Andy Griffith Show originally air? It was way before my time. That's what people are saying. I was actually alive. Let's see. Number 13. The answer is, how many seasons did the Andy Griffith Show air? The answer is 8 seasons. It was on for 8. All right. So that was number 13. You have a possibility of having 14 points because of the bonus we had earlier. Number 14. How many original episodes were made of the Andy Griffith Show? How many episodes are there of the Andy Griffith Show? So how many original episodes were made of the Andy Griffith Show? The answer is 249 episodes were filmed. 159 of those episodes were in black and white. That was seasons 1 through 5. And 90 episodes were in color, seasons 6 through 8. So that's the answer. You don't get bonus points for knowing that, but you should, but I'm not giving them to you. So 249 was the right answer. Number 15. In how many episodes did Andy Griffith appear? This is a little harder, but give it a shot. In how many episodes of the 249? So that's narrowed down. So it's a number between 1 and 249. How many episodes did Andy Griffith appear? In how many episodes? The answer is, Andy was in all 249 episodes of the Andy Griffith Show. So if you say all episodes of the Andy Griffith Show, I'll give you that. Or if you said 249, I'll give you that as well. So good job. Give yourself a pat on the back. Now, if you know this next one, this one's a little harder. Okay. I think we may have done this one on the podcast previously, but here's the question. Number 16. In how many Andy Griffith Show episodes did Ronnie Howard appear? This one's a lot harder. This is a guess. So again, the number's between 1 and 249. I'm helping you narrow it down there. In how many Andy Griffith Show episodes did Ronnie Howard appear? Opie, how many was he in? All right, so go ahead and take your guess, because this is a little hard. In how many Andy Griffith Show episodes did Ronnie Howard appear? Ronnie Howard was in 209 episodes of the Andy Griffith Show. 209. So that's pretty good. So I didn't know that. I wouldn't have got that one. I definitely would have missed this question. Not that easy, but it's pretty easy because you just got to guess a number. Right? All right. So number 17. We're getting close to the end here. What was the name of the Andy Griffith Show theme song? Oh, now this is actually not a trick question, but I'm afraid you may overthink this. What was the name of the Andy Griffith Show theme? The theme song. What was the name of the theme? Okay. You're going to have 2 possible answers I'm going to accept, but okay. What was the name of the Andy Griffith Show theme song? All right. So here's the answer. Number 17. The name of the actual theme song from the Andy Griffith Show is the Andy Griffith Show theme. Oh, the music stopped when I did that. That was by Earl Hagen and Herbert Spencer. Now, the name of the theme music with lyrics is called The Fishing Hole. Now, the lyrics were by Everett Sloan. So, I'll give you credit if you said The Fishing Hole. But technically, the actual theme song, the whistling, that is actually called the Andy Griffith Show theme. And you can confirm that I'm correct by going and looking for songs themes and laughs from the Andy Griffith Show, the CD, the record that came out with Andy, because the Andy Griffith Show theme is on there, and then also the fishing hole. So there you go. There you are. So there's the two answers, but I'll take either one. But next time you'll know that the name is just the Andy Griffith Show theme. Now the song is the fishing hole. Now that's way more than you want to know. So number 18, let's go to it. Who ran the service station in Mayberry? Who ran the service station in Mayberry? Oh, this one should be pretty easy, because you got several opportunities I'll give you to getting this answer correct. Who ran the service station in Mayberry? The service station. The answer is, who ran the service station in Mayberry? Wally was the owner, so I'll accept that because it's Wally's. And originally, the service station attendants were two cousins. It was Gomer Pyle, played by Jim Nabors, and Goober Pyle, played by George Lindsay. And Goober eventually purchased the station. So I will say that who ran the service station? Wally obviously ran it. Gomer, he was the attendant, so he ran it a lot when Wally wasn't around. He ran it. I'll give you those two answers. And Goober obviously ran it as well. So if you said Wally, Gomer, or Goober, I'll give it to you. Now, I see people in the chat room that got all three. Oh, I can't give you bonus points, but I'm going to take my hat off to you. Good job. They're in the chat room. How did you do? Did you do okay? All right, number 19. There's 20 questions plus a bonus, okay? So we're almost there. Number 19. Who was often in the drunk tank? I don't think I'd have said it out like that, but who was often in the drunk tank? This one's not hard. I hope it's not hard for you. I hope it's not. If it is, you need to do some remedial Andy Griffith Show watching. Okay, so you need to watch more Andy Griffith Show. Who was often in the drunk tank? Well, the answer is not the town drunk. Of course, I guess that could be right, but no, that's not what we're going for. Otis Campbell, who was played by Hal Smith. He was always ending up in the jail, in the drunk tank in Mayberry. Of course, he locked himself up. So if you said Otis or Otis Campbell, I'll give you that. If you said the town drunk, I'm not giving you that one. That's not specific enough. Okay, you need to watch more Andy Griffith Show if you don't know Otis's name. Okay, all right. So our final question before the bonus. Okay, so there is a bonus question, but at number 20, the question is, who is Barney Fife's girlfriend? I really only have one answer for this, even though I guess technically I'm not quite sure how reliable Barney Fife was as a boyfriend, but who is Barney's girlfriend? Who is Barney's girlfriend? Now, this is his main girlfriend. So I guess I could give you some credit if anybody answers some of the others, but we're looking for one in particular. Hopefully you'll know. So the answer we're looking for is Thelma Lou, who was played by actress Betty Lynn. She was Barney's girlfriend. Now, if you said Juanita over at the diner, I guess I could give you that. And if you said, let's see, who was it? Miss Rosemary? I guess I might could give you that one too. Or maybe even if you said Hilda May. Hilda May, I might could give you that. So I'm being very generous. I can't think of any others, but if those are the ones I can think of. So if you want to petition for another answer, you have to email me at floyd@mayberry.com, and I'll decide whether you get it correctly. So I was looking for Thelma Lou. That was the answer I was looking for. Maybe I should have said redheaded girlfriend. All right, the bonus question. Now this one's a little, you get some bonus here. You may even be able to outdo me, but I got 3 answers I'm looking for. Okay, so here's the bonus question. 1 point each. You get 1 point each for each catchphrase that you can give that was used by Gomer Pyle on either the Andy Griffith Show or on Gomer Pyle USMC. 1 point per catchphrase. And there's 3 of them, I believe, that I'm looking for, maybe 4. Okay. All right. So 1 point for each catchphrase that was used by Gomer Pyle on the Andy Griffith Show. So I think so far we've only had one bonus, haven't we? So this one's a bunch of bonus. So you got opportunity here. All right. So here's the answers I have, and you might have some more. All right. So here they are. Catchphrases used by Gomer Pyle on the Andy Griffith Show, or possibly on Gomer Pyle USMC, but things we definitely think Gomer says. Shazam. That's one of them. Golly. That's another one. Surprise, surprise, surprise. There's a third one. And the fourth one that I had was shame, shame, shame. Because he did that one on Gomer Pyle. I'm pretty sure. He may have done surprise, surprise, surprise on there too. But so those are the four I have. If you have others, you can petition. No, petition. So there's four. So you have a possibility of having 5 bonus questions, bonus points at least. Okay. All right. So there we go. So that is our trivia. I hope you enjoyed it. That was the super easy trivia questions from the Andy Griffith Show. You could have up to 25 points. 25 points. So how did you do? Now I'll leave that up to you to decide whether or not you did well or did not. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had some fun. That was the main goal, is to have a good time as you played along. All right. So thank you for that. Now, before we get to Randy Turner, I do want to mention last episode, I was going through and talking about people that had appeared on Perry Mason, and people were very disappointed in me because they told me, how could Alan not know that Jackie Coogan was on the Andy Griffith Show? So the picture that was shown that I had pulled up of Jackie Coogan that was part of the lineup I'd seen was of a young person. And so when I saw it, I didn't think of Jackie Coogan. It made me think of Little Rascals and just young boy, and who I was thinking of in my head, because it wasn't a picture that I would have recognized of Jackie Coogan. It was an old picture. Now, if you'd have shown me a picture of Festus and said, oh, that little boy is Festus. Oh, of course I remember Jackie Coogan on the Andy Griffith Show, because he was on the one where the lady was trying to trick Barney into marrying him, and he was married to her. And you remember that? He was on the Andy Griffith Show doing that. I completely remember that. But who I thought of, because the picture was of a young boy in a a Little Rascals almost looking outfit, is I was thinking of Jackie Coogan. Now, you may not know who Jackie Coogan was, but he was on Little Rascals, and he grew up, obviously, was an actor as he grew up. And I remember him, or not remember him best, but I definitely associate him with Perry White from Christopher Reeve's Superman movie series. He was Perry White. So that's who I was thinking of, and I couldn't figure out when he was on the Andy Griffith Show. And the reason I couldn't think of that was because he wasn't. So I was thinking Jackie Cooper instead of Coogan. So just to try to get some of the disappointment out of everybody's face, because I've had several people seem to be disappointed in me for not knowing that Jackie Coogan, Uncle Fester, was on the Andy Griffith Show, and I do remember that. So, all right, so let's go on over and hear from our Roman reporter, Randy Turner, for This Week in Mayberry History.
Welcome to This Week in Mayberry History, a report by special correspondent Randy Turner of the Gomer and Cooper Pyle Comic Book Literary Guild of the Mayberry Historical Society.
He may have had a cute button nose, but Bill Mulligan had so much more. Bill was born in Baltimore, Maryland on April the 19th, 1927. He grew up in nearby Towson, the son of a bond salesman and a homemaker. He got a taste of performing at such a young age, he likely didn't remember the first time it happened, as he was only 3 years old. His father would sometimes take him into bars and stand him up on the railing, where Bill would provide a rousing rendition of a song titled Clarence Cracked a Peanut Shell. Bill eventually learned to play the piano and taught himself to dance. He attended Baltimore's Polytechnic Institute for high school and while a student there, joined the Sir Henry Irving Dramatic Club. Upon graduation, Bill enlisted in the Navy and served in the last years of World War II. During his service, he performed in shows to entertain his fellow troops. While stationed in Bermuda, Bill performed the song "I Gotta Sing" from the at the time popular 1944 musical Bloomer Girl. The great composer and lyricist Irving Berlin heard his performance and told him he had never heard the song done better. Upon completing his service, Bill returned to Baltimore and enrolled in college at Loyola. He made his local television debut a couple of years later while still a student, in a play that was staged in 1948 at the Baltimore Museum of Art and was broadcast by a local station. Bill also worked with the Children's Theater Association in Baltimore. He and the woman who would later become his wife met while performing together in the association's production of Dickens' A Christmas Carol. Just a few days after he graduated from Loyola in 1950 with a history degree, Bill was cast as Professor in a touring production of the Broadway hit musical South Pacific. He toured with the national company for more than 1.5 years. Bill was seen in Chicago while on tour by producer Leonard Sillman, who tapped him to make his Broadway debut in a revue that Sillman was mounting called Leonard Sillman's New Faces of 1952. That was a particularly big year for Bill, as it is also the year when he married. He appeared in the revue singing and dancing alongside Eartha Kitt, Paul Lynde, and Alice Ghostley. When Aunt Bee finally exited Mayberry RFD, Alice is who took over housekeeping duties, playing Sam Jones' cousin, Alice. New Faces of 1952 ran for more than a year. When it finally closed, Bill toured with that same show for another 2 years, at which point he made his feature film debut in the movie adaptation of the revue. No longer a new face to Broadway, he still made himself available as an understudy in an updated Broadway version of the revue called New Faces of 1956. But what Bill is really best known for is his performance of the role of Cornelius Hackle, first on Broadway and then on tour in the classic musical Hello, Dolly. He didn't originate the role when the show opened on January the 16th, 1964. The role was first played by Charles Nelson Riley. But after Riley and the first Dolly, Carol Channing, had left, Bill joined the cast and ultimately appeared in the musical in over 2,000 performances, opposite numerous Dollys, including Ginger Rogers, Dorothy Lamour, Martha Ray, and Phyllis Diller. He left the show to appear in the national tour while the show continued to play on Broadway. It didn't close, by the way, until December the 27th, 1970, running nearly 16 years. The national tour also took Bill and the cast to Australia. Still, Bill did do a limited amount of film and TV acting. In 1960, he made the first 5 of his total of 20 acting credits. The fourth of those 5 was in Mayberry, where Bill played Franklin Pomeroy, a would-be suitor of Ellie Walker, who Andy said had a cute button nose. Franklin wiggled his nose frequently in Ellie's presence to call attention to it. Bill had a couple more screen credits in 1961 and 4 more in 1962. One of his 1962 roles was as Private Cumberly in Hell is for Heroes, with Steve McQueen, Fess Parker, Bobby Darin, James Coburn, and Bob Newhart. After a single role in a 1963 short, Bill did not appear again in film or television until 1969, in an episode of Gomer Pyle USMC. Bill only appeared 5 times in the 1970s, including appearances in That Girl, Mod Squad, and Little House on the Prairie. During the following decade, he had only 2 appearances, One was his final television role, a 1982 episode of Father Murphy. His final film role was a small part in The Arrogant, a 1988 movie which I will simply say was distributed by the Playboy Channel. So while he had made a brief stop in Mayberry, Bill was truly an accomplished stage actor who ultimately appeared in 98 national and regional stage shows. Bill passed away in 2010. Well, that's it for this week. As always, thanks for listening. And remember to take Andy's advice. And for now, stay inside and act like somebody.
Wow, thank you, Randy, for that great report. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was really great information. If you want to make sure you don't miss out on any of the great stuff that Randy has going on about the Andy Griffith Show, send him an email at turnersgrade@gmail.com, turnersgrade@gmail.com, and he'll make sure you don't miss out on any of the fun he's doing. So great job again. So in our chat room, just to give you an idea of how everybody did, there's 38 people in our chat room visiting and talking here on Monday night as I record this. And I believe the best I saw, but I did see Jim Sherrill never told me, our Mayberry Days Trivia Contest winner, that our highest score was to Puddentane in the chat room. They got with 23 points for Puddentane. And Skinny Griffin and Dr. Pendyke got 22 points each out of the 25 possible. So good job to anybody that got anywhere near the 21 point range. I think that was a pretty good score. And I hope it was fun more than anything, just having fun. That's your main thing. We had a lot of people in there with 20, 21, that admitted it. Everybody didn't admit their score. We did have to assign one person a remedial Andy Griffith Show watching of 3 episodes per day between now and the next podcast if you didn't score good enough. So you've got to get in here. All right. Well, that is all I have got for you this evening. I'd love to hear from you. It's always great to be able to hear from you guys. You hear from me all the time. So I definitely want to encourage you to take some time and give me a call at 888-684-8415. And let me hear from you. Or you can just email me at floyd@imayberry.com. If you can't remember any of that, go over to twochairsnowaiting.com and all the information's there. So have a great Mayberry week and enjoy yourself with some fun Mayberry trivia. You can take this one again. It'll make you feel better the second time. All right, everybody. Have a good week, and we'll see you next time right here on Two Chairs No Waiting. Good night, everybody.